All right, so in this video, I'm going to continue with the project of making my meat shredder spikes. And so the previous video, what I did was do like an end cut. So they're all exactly the same length. And here's what all of them look like. They're all exactly the same length. They're about just under 2 inches each, but they're all perfectly the same exact length. So what we're going to do next is actually take these and I'm going to put a little lip on the edge here. So if you can see this, this is the end where it presses into the plates. And so we're going to take that off right now, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So what we're going to need is one of these things right here. And I've got this set tool that I designed and I created, and basically you just put this inside there, and it's always the same length coming from the top of here to the top of the fixture set. So what this does is actually allows me to push this up into just below the collet nut right here. And so it just spaces it, and I'll just turn it and it tightens. But what we need is actually a couple wrenches that come with the spindle. I tape magnets on my wrenches, so I can get away with using one hand. It's going to lock into place right there, right? So the other hand, I'm going to use to crank this down. So let me flip this around here since it's already in there, and use my other hand, crank that down, pull this off. Now it's exactly the length I need out of the collet, and I just pull out the, don't forget these things while you turn your spindle on. Pull out the wrenches, and we're going to get started on this here. So I programmed this, and I'll show you the front. So let me zoom in a little bit. So I programmed this to basically come down, straight down, take the parts into my lathe tool. It's going to shave off a little bit. It's going to pull away a little bit, retract, and go a little bit further in, go down, pull out, go all the way up, go to the next one, go down, pull out, and go up. And so if you can see here, instead of using a tool in the spindle, we used the actual part, and I'm using the lathe tool as basically they're switching places. So I'm putting this as a stationary tool in my vise, and it works pretty good actually. So I'm going to go ahead and hit cycle start, and you are going to see how it works. Let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see how it works. I already made I made a few chips right here, so kind of makes these stringy chips. I need to get a chip breaker for this, but I don't have it today. So here we go. Let's cycle start it. And it shuts it off. And so I have an M0 programmed in there, which means what it does is after the program runs, it pauses. It does a mandatory pause. So it stops, and so I can load the next part in there. So let me show you how I take it out. So I'm going to grab my wrenches again, and the one with the big magnets, flip back there, and then this other one, I have a free hand so I can grab this out of here, right? Okay, cool. So that's done. Let's go ahead and move on to another one. I'll show you again how I did this. So I'm going to take my part, put it in my fixture piece that I made. We'll flip this around because now we're tightening it. Put it in here, hand tighten this, pull it out. Boom, that is in there now. So we're ready for the next one. So basically, the whole process takes less than 30 seconds, 35 seconds if I'm pretty quick and I'm on top of it. So especially if I've got to do hundreds of these things. So I don't want to sit here for days on end. So I want to make sure that I put some processes in place that speed up my production. And this is working out for me now until I get a lathe. Eventually I'm going to get a lathe. But anyway, that's in there. Let's go ahead and I'm going to start it again, and you can see it again. Let me zoom in for you guys. and girls. And here we go. And there's that. So what I want to do is actually show you the process, making sure that these are turning out correctly. So I'm going to pull this one out and be careful because it's still, the end here is still kind of hot, so I'm not going to touch that part. So we're going to come over here and I'm going to grab my micrometers. Okay, so what I'm looking for in my micrometers is actually 252 thousandths plus or minus a thou. So I'm going to measure this. So what am I getting? 252.7 and rotate around a little bit. So 252.65. Yeah, so I have to keep these in tolerance because they're going to be press fit. So if they don't press fit, then they're wasted parts, okay? Because the actual hole that these are going into is going to be obviously a little bit smaller than this here. So I got to make sure that they have a proper fit, they don't fall out, and then, you know, I have to ping them in there so to make sure they secure. So anyway, this is this step. This is how to do this. So in my next video, what I want to do is actually flip these around and this way. And I'm going to do the angled chamfer on this. So that's going to actually make it look like these pieces right here. So this is an actual part that's a good part. So right now I'm just doing this. Why is it focusing? All right. So right now I'm just doing this end right here. Next time I'm going to do this angled, this chamfer, or this this angled part right here. Same idea as far as the setup and actually using this fixture here that actually works pretty well. But just going to flip it over and complete the part. So anyway, stay tuned. And if you haven't checked out my ebook, I'm going to leave a link in the description, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.